Hello, this is Emma for Instant Counselling. This video today is about weighing up the dilemma of coming out or keeping it in. So by now you have probably had weeks, months or even years getting to grips with your thoughts and feelings around your sexuality. And maybe you've got to the point now where the next logical step for you, now you've figured out as much of this as you can yourself, is to get some support and some of that liberated feeling in sharing with friends, family, peers or colleagues. And that can be super scary because you don't know how that's going to be received. And as well as you think you know people, and with the best will in the world, you can't really control how that's going to be received. So this video is just about exploring some of the points to think about when we're really weighing up this dilemma of come out or keep it in. The first thing to know is not to be pressured into any particular timing for doing this. You know, you might have friends or you might have seen online or in social media somewhere saying it's the best thing I've ever done. Coming out, I feel so free, I feel so liberated, it's been the best experience, I wish I'd done it sooner. But for every report like that, there will be another one that will say, I wish I hadn't done it, it was much harder than I thought, or something along those lines. So don't feel pressured because you've read one positive thing or because one person's come up to you and said, oh, come on, just do it, you'll feel so much better. This is something that is entirely up to you. And you will know when you feel robust and ready enough to take the next step. One thing that can really help is to give some thought to coming out to just one person. So this could be somebody who you've trusted with something before, but it most likely is somebody who you feel in your heart will really, really support what you're going to say, who will get you, who will know and understand where you're at as best they can, and who'll make you feel really heard and supported. And you know, it could be a lecturer or a teacher or a colleague or somebody from your circle of friends, but there might be that one someone, almost like a trial run at, you know, going through the process of sharing, of coming out, and then having the experience of it being received and being there to know what that's like. So give some thought to taking the pressure off. Maybe coming out to everybody who's important to you in one go is not a great idea for you. Maybe you can break this down and tell that one person first. If that goes well for you and you feel like you want to take another step, there's something about timing in this. I'm going to talk about timing for you and then also timing for the family. So timing for you. Do this when you are feeling robust if you can, because you don't know how it's going to go. Do this when you are in quite a good place, quite robust, quite up there in terms of, you know, self-esteem and happiness. And try and do this when you are in that place that you can maybe take a little bit of a knock if it happens. You know what I mean. You'll have experienced this before, that we have weeks where we think, oh, if another thing happens this week, don't do it on a week like that. Wait till you're having a good week, because if you do get that little knock, at least you've got some resilience, you've got something left in the tanks to carry you through. So other timing, you know, it's not going to be a great idea to do this just because the whole family's together at great Auntie Mildred's funeral. So that's a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but you know what I mean. Look at the timing for the other people that you want to tell. What is going on in their life right now that I know of? You're not going to know everything, but to the best of your ability. You know, is someone having major job stress? Are they busy finishing off a final exam or an assignment? Are my parents currently bickering? Or grandma, granddad's ill? Is there some external stress that is going to make it difficult for them to hold this for me right now? So remember, there's two sides to that timing for you and timing for them. Come back to this realistic thing again. Be super realistic. It would be lovely if it could be hugs and embraces and tell us more and interesting questions and we're here to support you. but it might not be. And as much as we think we know people, we can't predict what people might be like and how they might react if they are faced with the shock of that news. Because remember that you, like I said earlier on, you might have known or felt this for weeks, months, years. They might not. This might be completely bought out of the blue. Oh my goodness, shock. You know, so be realistic. And part of that being realistic is to give people time and actually anticipate that people may need to almost step back, catch their breath, have a think, process this, and have some space, because you've probably done a lot of processing time. So it's about knowing that and letting that be realistic for you. Within that, a really good idea is to have a backup plan. When you are right on the verge of telling family, friends, whoever it is you really want to tell, have a backup plan for yourself. Anticipate they may need some time and some space, and know how you can support yourself over the coming days. For example, you might go back to that one person that you've come out to first and say, I'm telling them tonight, check in with me later, you know, let's connect later on. It could be about self-care for you. It could be about going away for a couple of days. You know, if it's a good timing and safe for you to do that, you might check in to a nice hotel overnight or something. But as part of your backup plan, it's about being robust for you after you've passed over this news and you're sitting with the reaction, whether it's positive or slightly more on the negative side. Create that backup plan. What will it take for me to be okay for the next 2 or 3 days while this news is processed? So some of these points in here seem to be more about other people, and I totally get that. The timing for other people, you know, giving other people space, and really this is all about you. It is totally all about you, and it takes great bravery and courage to come out, but the timing has to be right. You have to feel like there's no pressure on you, and give yourself the best chance by being realistic. There will be lots of information online, and there will be lots of ways that you can reach out. But if you want to reach out to somebody at Instant Counselling, the website address will be on your screen now. Thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye.